All right. First of all, I'd like to welcome today's guest, our solutions engineer, normally in Africa, Brian Holden.
Oh, thanks, Brian. Good to be here.
Let's start with the basics. Who are you? Where are you from? And you're joining us, I see, from a hotel room just after the Syrinx Conference. What were your takeaways from the Syrinx Conference?
So that's a few questions.
Yep. I like to just
I've-
pile them on at the beginning.
Welcome to the front porch with Brian Beaudry.
I'd say takeaways from the Syrinx Conference. Let me start there. Yeah, it was really great to be here. It was really nice to meet everyone that I've spoken to for so many years face to face, and good to meet customers and good to see how our customers, how they work together to make things better for themselves and how they contribute to the progress of Syrinx and partner with us to improve their experience and improve our products. And then, who am I? Brian Holden. We got that. Yeah, from South Africa. I've been in South Africa my whole life until this year. This year, I got the opportunity to go to Australia for 3 months, and now I'm in the UK for this week. So it's been an eventful year.
All right. Now that makes me ask, what's your takeaway from the UK? What are your first impressions, given that you had to go there in kind of a almost winter type of year?
Oh wow! Well, I love the cold, so and I was really blessed. I mean, I didn't really get rained on, because I left my umbrella in the car when we flew when I flew out, so that was a relief. But I got to see some snow and I got to experience some really cold weather. But like I said, I quite enjoy the cold, so it was nice for me.
All right, interesting. I've That's the first time I've heard someone like really enjoy the cold. I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right, let's go back into your job history. Basically, it feels like whenever people are growing up, like adults ask them, "Hey, what do you want to be when you grow up?" Do you remember the first thing that you can think of that you were like, "Yeah, that's what I want to be"?
I can't really. I can remember the first remembrance I have, or the first like I remember trying to help people and giving them advice and things like that. So probably like a counselor or something like that is probably the first kind of career path that I want to do be on.
I was gonna say, how old are you when you're giving these people advice? Are you giving your
Oh,
like your fellow kids, or are you giving like adult advice? Because I like that dynamic.
no, just my friends.
Okay.
Probably most of the time it was bad advice, but it was there for them to take.
Hey, it's you're just providing an kind of lens to look through. If they want to look through it, that's on them, right?
There we go.
All right. So, how long did you want to become a counselor, and then when did you decide like, maybe this isn't the right path for me? Although, kind of solutions engineer, you kind of have a similar. There's a little tie-in.
Yeah, so I don't think I've ever decided not to go down that route or not to consider it in some form. Um, yeah, but I guess the way that I ended up where I am now is was not by not by design. It's not something that I ever set out to do because it's not a career I knew existed really.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty common. I didn't even know like the rental industry or hire industry was a thing until I took the job here, and it was like, oh yeah, I guess that is a thing. Guess I have seen these stores all around.
It's
It must be a thing.
good to hear. Yeah, it's good to hear that my schooling wasn't the only one that was like really limited. Well, you can do this or this, and there was like, oh, what?
I mean, I think in my experience, it's probably a good thing, because if I was aware of like all of the different types of careers that were available and all the different types of industries, I'd have been like overwhelmed. Like as a kid, be like, "Whoa, I have no
Yeah,
idea
for
what to do."
sure.
All right, so I know that you went into the hire industry. You're one of our pointers with a long history of hire experience. How did you get into that industry?
So it was almost by accident. I was looking around for work after school, and one of my friends worked at a company called Damson's Hire, and they had a vacancy for a hire controller. So that's where I got to start in the hire industry.
And you're like, I know what a hire controller is. I can totally do this job.
I had no idea what a hire controller was, but my friend said to me the job was like money for jam. He said it's really easy, anyone can do it. Just come on board, we'll give you training. So yeah, it's not really like money for jam, but it's good, honest work. So I enjoyed this.
Yeah, well, it's good that you decided to listen to your friend, as some of your friends may have listened to you in the past. So, what uh, I guess what do you do as a hire controller? I'm not a hire expert.
All right. Well, what I did was, write contracts, do invoicing. If a customer comes in needs advice on what equipment he's going to use for a particular job, those, and then you know, quite a bit of manual labor, loading, offloading equipment, cleaning equipment if it was required, keeping your branch clean or depot,
Awesome. So, what was your favorite part of the role back then? I guess.
helping people. And I think that is, it doesn't matter what role I fulfill or what I'm doing. That is that's always my key goal is to make something better for someone. So as a high risk controller, being able to solve someone's problem would be they have a breakdown, and quickest assistance is best. So
Yeah, I could. I was kind of getting that vibe of like, yeah, it seems like the helping people is a real through line for what your career is. Now, you enjoyed helping people, but after like 5 years at Lamson's Hire, the first time you left, what did you leave Lamson's to go do?
I left to go and run a branch or depot at another hire company called Hyrule,
Okay.
and I was there for about 6 months, and then I got the opportunity to join an access rental company, and that was a really great experience.
I was gonna say why access rental? What excited you about that opportunity?
It looked to me like a good move towards your access and then cranes, and just getting a good idea of each of the plant industries. Uh, for you guys in the States, even in the UK and in Australia, you've got your plant hire businesses are rather large. So you've got a lot of businesses that do like a mix of small plants and large plants. In South Africa, you don't have too many of those. Um, Lamson's Hire was one of them. Hire All is another one that could do it. And then bigger ones like Talisman are moving into that as well. But yeah, it was just nice opportunity to learn another industry.
Nice. So yeah, you're just. It seems like you're just expanding your knowledge, giving yourself the opportunity to be like, hey, now I can have the knowledge in this industry and this industry. So I really have like a lot of flexibility to go and do whatever I want to do in the future.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. So which one was better to work in for you? Access or regular plant?
I enjoyed Access. I dealt a lot more with customers on like an advisory level, or you got to spend a lot more time on the road and a lot more time with your customers, just making sure equipment was delivered. Exchanges were a bit more difficult because that all happens by truck. So it's not as simple as just using your pickup to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good experience. I enjoyed it.
So wow, you're also a guy who's excited to be on the road and getting out there and driving and helping people.
Yeah, yeah. That's whenever there's an opportunity to assist someone, just get the job done. Do what's necessary to make sure your customer comes out on top.
All right. Do you have like a longest road trip story, or like this time where you're like, man, I'm really
So,
going really far for this customer. They better appreciate it, type thing.
oh no, not so much like that, but definitely I had quite a strict boss who uh, we had a customer in an area called Newcastle in South Africa, and it probably was about 400 or 500 kilometers from the office. And my boss said to me, "Oh, look, they're having trouble out there. Something, I think it was one of the operators didn't have a mattress or didn't have a license or something. I can't remember." But he sent me out there. It's like midday, and he's like, "Well, go and sort this out." So yeah, that was a long day because that was 500 k's there, 500 k's back home
Yeah.
in one day. So that was a long day. But the best road trip story is probably with Points of Rental, where I convinced two of my ex colleagues to do a road trip instead of taking a plane to to the coast
How
for
far
a
is the coast?
conference. Yeah, it's about a 6 hour drive,
Oh, jeez.
and the flight down is probably only about an hour and a half. So yeah, it was good.
Why are you convincing people to do a road trip? Are you like a road trip master? Do you control like the music, or is it a conversation road trip, or how do you do a road trip?
No, no, I just for that particular trip for me is pretty easy. It's not too far, so it's only 5 or 6 hours. You stop once along the way, and it's just a good, fun little road trip. That's all.
All right. Well, you sound like you'd fit in the Midwest, over here in the States. That's People will drive quite a ways to get to whatever. All right. You mentioned when we were talking earlier something about starting a golf store or running a golf store or something like that.
Oh
When
yeah.
when did that happen? And that seems like quite a detour from the hire industry. So what happened there?
Oh wow. So that's a very long story.
Well, let's give me the short
But
version.
if I give you the short version, I got some golf equipment from a store. My dad had purchased me some golf equipment from the store, and I thought it was a great idea. And when my dad passed away, I thought, okay, let me try my own business. And that particular golf store was up for sale, so I thought I'd buy it. And yeah, that was an interesting experience. That I had a lot to go through emotionally after my dad's passing,
Yeah.
and the store was also not in the best mall anymore.
Hmm.
So yeah, it was a learning experience. It used up a lot of financial resources, and that is actually what led me back to Lamson's Hire.
Okay. So this is kind of a situation where it's like, I imagine it as your dad passes, you're like going through a lot, and it's like maybe like the golf thing is like, oh, this brings me closer to him. Is that kind of how it was, or was it just like, let's do this different thing?
Yeah, yeah. I've enjoyed the idea of golf or playing golf for since I was in school.
Mhm.
So yeah, just being able to do something at the same store where that he purchased something from, that for me that was great.
Awesome. All right. So how do you end up back at Lamson's? I assume that it's a good thing that it doesn't sound like you burned any bridges at Lamson's when you left.
Oh, I didn't. It took a lot of convincing for them to take me back, but I was very grateful that they did, and they had a sales role opportunity for me to join, so I joined that.
So why'd you think that like, hey, now's the time to be in sales instead of a controller and working more in ops?
Oh, I was really just whatever they had space for, I was ready to do. So yeah, it was a good. It was nice to join that like family again, because I was with them for about 5 years, so they became pretty much family.
Yeah.
Even after leaving the second time, if I see it's someone's birthday or I'm still in contact with some of the staff there, I enjoy I enjoy speaking to them. So yeah, it's a
Awesome.
good group of people.
Good. Now I just have like side questions. Like, how do you have the confidence to be like, hey, I haven't like, or had you worked in sales at that point? Because it feels like, hey, if your experience is in ops, I think a lot of people would be like, yeah, I'm just looking for ops jobs. How do you have like the confidence to be like, yeah, sales, I can handle that. Let's go.
Oh, I don't know. I think it's really just this is the opportunity that's before me. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And I figure if your attitude and your like primary motive is helping people, it's like, I can help people in a million different ways.
yeah, I suppose yeah. It was a good experience. I enjoyed I enjoyed dealing with the customers. We had one customer that was pouring concrete at like midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning,
Hmm.
and one of their power floats, which is a thing that smooths out the concrete, and you got to use it within a specific time period. One of those broke down that he was renting, and he called me on my cell, and he's like, he has to have this replaced. So I got hold of the depot manager. We drove out to another depot because he didn't have one available. So we probably covered about 250 kilometers that day or that night
Yeah.
just to get that unit exchanged. Um, and yeah, so that was fun. And again, like the guy's doing me a favor by getting up and going out. So I said to him, "Lol, I'm going to come with you, even
Yeah.
though it's a sales thing. I wouldn't have jumped at the chance to drive around at midnight, but."
Yeah.
Someone's doing me a favor. I'm gonna make sure they don't have to do it alone.
Yeah. I totally get that get that vibe, but like on some level I feel like, would I be willing to do that? I might be willing to do that, but then I think I would be like, all right, customers, no doing any more work at midnight. I am not helping you if you're calling me out of bed. Which, probably isn't a good fit for me in the rental hire industry based on what I see from stories from other people in the industry.
There's always an opportunity to change how something happens.
Yeah.
So if a customer's going to work a night shift, or the customer knows, they can always rent an additional unit, or there's always chances, there's always opportunities to make things work better.
That is a smart way of having solutions. I see why you're a solutions engineer. All right. How did you find point of rental? Because I know that we've never really had like the largest presence in Africa specifically.
Oh, so the manager at that time reached out to me on LinkedIn, and I was at Lamson's at the time, and I didn't really take note of the message. So I'd say it's probably just a timing thing. At the time that I did notice her message, I was an area manager at a paint store. So I'd left Lamson's again to move on to be an area manager somewhere, and I was retrenched from that. So yeah, it was like just the timing was right and everything. So I got to join up with Point of Rental.
Was just like paint just not for you, and you wanted to get back associated with the hire industry, or what? Why?
No, it was Point of Rental was had a really good. It was a really good chance for me to move on to something in IT.
Hmm.
for a very long time, I was like, oh, let me study different things that are related to IT. And then having knowledge of the rental industry, it was like right up my alley.
Nice. That
Yeah.
that willingness to always like go and spread and seek knowledge seems to come back and help you out again.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's always good.
All right. Did you start out as a solutions engineer? I don't. I'm sorry. I haven't kept track of all of the titles that people have had.
That is all good because I really haven't kept track of all my titles either. So I really couldn't tell you. I'd say I I started off really my first day at Point Arena. I started off with getting training on site with Phil Clark, one of the UK trainers. So I got to meet him. He's like an awesome guy, and that was my start. And I think I was coming on as a little bit of sales, a little bit of demonstrations, so some solutions engineer in there. Um, and yeah, it ended up just expanding from there. I got to get involved in projects with the project team in the implementation team as well. One of our customers was uh, doing a Rental Essentials project,
Mhm.
so I got to get involved with that, and that was a really good opportunity. And then getting to spend time with the implementation team um, on a bigger level. So I got to spend time with him doing Syrinx projects as well. I got to spend more time with trainers. So I got to do some more training for customers. So yeah, it was. I'd say I had the opportunity to get involved in various aspects of what we do at Points of Rental. You know, so really good fun.
I was gonna say then. Yeah, it sounds like solutions engineer is appropriately vague for you because you really could help provide solutions in many different ways around here. All right.
Yeah,
So
but that's okay. I just whatever title comes my way, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's just a customer first mindset, you know. So whatever the customer needs, if I can help them get there, then I'll do it. What if it's a support query, if it's training, if it's an implementation thing that I can do, if it's a solutions engineer thing that needs to happen, I'm on board.
yeah, I like that attitude. It's like why pigeonhole yourself into one little area? It's like I have a lot of skills. I can figure out how to do stuff.
Yeah,
All right.
something like that.
What's a challenge that you have being I think you're the only pointer that I know of in South Africa right now. What's one of the challenges being like remote?
Are not having quite enough knowledge to give everyone their full like up till like tier 3 support, you know. So not having that kind of knowledge, I'd say, is a challenge on for me, because I would love to be able to just solve the problem,
Yeah.
you know. So a lot of times the problems they're experiencing are more than what I know, so I have to pass it on. And then just timing, so controlling my calendar, I'd say, is my own biggest challenge, because I pass it on and I don't just let it go.
Yeah.
I pester the team, you know. I'm like, so I
Yeah.
make their life pretty painful, but but at the end of the day, the customer comes out on top, so it's all good.
Yeah, that's good. All right, we maybe that's a Brian thing because I'm also like very annoying about things. It's like, look, man, it's gonna eat away at the back of my head if I don't know that this is taken care of. I need to keep following up and finding out. All right, what's the best part about being the pointer available in South Africa?
I guess just getting to deal with the customers, really. You know, I'm their first contacts, or I'm not their. I can be their first contact. They contact me when they need something.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's probably. the best part.
All right. What's your favorite part of what you do overall?
If I had to choose one exact place to be, it would be training. I love training, and I love to just to make someone's life easier. Especially if they've been using the system and they don't know where something is, or they want to accomplish something. The feeling of accomplishment that you get when you help someone accomplish something that they want to do there's nothing better.
Yeah, I know we have a lot of former teachers at Point of Rental, and like they usually describe it as like when the pieces fit together for that customer, and you see like the light bulb
Yeah.
light up, and it's like that's the moment that's exciting. Okay, well, before we get into other things, let's play a game. We'll call it Holden or Foldin. If you agree
Okay.
with the statement as true, say Holden. If you disagree with it, or if it's not true, say Foldin. And I'm going to need a reason for each of these. All right,
Alrighty.
Holden or Foldin, you've been known to cry at movies.
I'd have to say Folden. Not because I don't cry, but I do my very best to hide it.
All right, you do a good job of hiding. All right, yeah, I like when a movie that has like those sad moments, they give you just enough time at the end of the movie to recover, and it's like, all right, cool, I can get good before it gets out of the darkness. All right, Holden or Foldin, you've cheated at a board or card game as an adult. I think as a kid, you don't know what you're doing necessarily.
As an adult, wow, that's a difficult one to answer because I'll take my lucky pet with me, and then I'll win. So
Mm.
so maybe that counts as cheating.
No, I think it's just good luck. Good luck is not cheating. That wouldn't be fair.
Oh, good enough, dude.
All right, Holden or Foldin, you've told an outrageous lie to a child.
Oh, that would probably be. I told children about Santa, and that's like an in between one. That's probably like
That's
the
that's the
biggest
standard one.
lie, but it's like, and it's really difficult. I mean, how do you not tell someone about Santa?
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. Like the common one that's not related to any of those things. I think in at least with the people that I talk to in America is the idea that like, hey, you can't turn on the lights in the car or else like you
Oh,
get pulled over or whatever. It's like really it's just knock that thing off.
yeah, no, I don't. If we don't turn on the lights in the car, that would be because just it reflects on the windscreen.
Yeah.
So yeah, we rather just leave them off. But when it's necessary, it's necessary.
Yeah, we try not to bother explaining it, the actual reasons to the kids. We're just like, hey, the police are gonna get you. Don't turn it on. All right, Holden or Fulton, your favorite fast food fries are from McDonald's.
I'd have to go with Holden. I think that straight cut fry, that good mix of chemicals and oil, that's and the salt.
Yep.
You can see by the roundness on my face, I'm not a health food fanatic. So yeah, and I enjoy those fries.
Good, me too. All right, Holden or Fulton, you have an embarrassing nickname or a nickname that you hate.
Oh, again, that's a bit in the middle. It's a nickname that my daughter kind of gave me when she was about 3,
Mhm.
and it's just stuck with me, and that is Daddy Fat Man. And I don't hate it. It's not necessarily embarrassing. It's something that I'd love to move away from. And I guess if I stop eating the McDonald's fries, I'd be a bit better off. But hey,
But anyone besides your daughter saying that, not going to go over well.
oh, I let it slide. I'm not
Yeah,
worried.
you seem like a pretty easygoing guy.
Yeah.
All right, well let's take a little break and then we'll get into the non-work related things.
It takes something special to dive into the unknown, to face the unpredictable, and unlock the mysteries that await beyond. Something tough, reliable, to fuel your confidence where elements seem to conspire to blur your senses. An unwavering ally. Relentlessly field tested by the pioneers who ventured there before. It was constantly perfected over time for those who push their limits always further and shine an ever new light on our world. The point of rental koozie.
Anyone who follows you on LinkedIn, I'm one of these people, knows that you're always growing. There's always some type of certificate you're earning or training for or something. Why do you do this?
I like to get up early in the morning, and instead of doing nothing with that time, I enjoy just finding ways to educate myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the eventual goal, is to just, if someone asks you a question, to be able to answer it really, and to be able to add a value. The
Yeah.
only way you can do that is if you have the knowledge.
That's true. All right, which was the most challenging certificate or whatever to add to your arsenal?
I haven't completed it yet, but it's called the Business Intelligence Analysis course, or Analyst course, and that is that's through Udemy, and that, yeah, I think I did like 5 minutes of it. I'm just like, I'm gonna do something easier. I'll come back to that.
Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna set aside some time and really clear things out and really focus on this. I can't just kind of sort of pay attention to this one.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's gonna help with understanding like Power BI, or is this like just a general business intelligence?
No, it'll help with Power BI. It'll help me understand, just help with, I suppose, general business intelligence, but also spotting trends and things like that. So
Awesome.
I think it's going to be a good course. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, which one's maybe pretty easy, but will make me look impressive? I keep doing all this learning that I get nothing shareable for, like a fool. What's something I can do to like bolster my LinkedIn cred?
Oh, I think any learning is always good, because even if you don't get a shareable certificate, you get the knowledge. Even, and some people say, oh, knowledge is no good, it puffs up, which is fair enough, it can, but it changes how you react to situations and how you think about certain things. So any knowledge is good knowledge. But I'd say a really, really great course to do is MBA in a Box, which is also through Udemy, and that was really fun, because they go through the various things you'll go through in an MBA, and they break it down for you. So it's a really good course.
Awesome. Okay, if you had to define your personal work philosophy in a sentence or so, what would it be?
Just get it done, I guess.
That's a pretty simple one.
Just get the job done.
All right. Well, I'm not going to ask why, because that seems pretty self-explanatory. What is your biggest work pet peeve?
Not getting the work done.
So it's actually going to tie it in there.
It's actually something that I learned firsthand, because what happened was, when I was in Access, we had a customer that had an issue on site, and myself and another rep were discussing who's responsible for this customer, and our managing director at the time came downstairs, and he's like, it doesn't matter who's responsible for the customer. And he drove out and he resolved the issue. and that was like lesson well learned, you know. So yeah, just get it done, and then it's all sorted.
Yeah. If you want to argue about that stuff, argue after the customer's already been out.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Again, we talked about a little bit about golf earlier. Do you still golf, or was it like, hey, the business side didn't go so well, and you're like, you know what? Nah, I don't need to do this. I don't need this in my life.
I can't call it. I can't say I golf necessarily. I'll go to a golf course or driving range. I have collections of golf clubs that I'm like busy working on, just to complete all the sets. But yeah, not the having the shop was a real pleasure. So no, it's not. It doesn't have a negative impact on me. I
Right.
love being out on the golf course because just fresh air, trees, and I get to spend a lot of time in the shade because I'm always in the trees looking for my ball. So yeah.
Yeah, I can relate there. All right. Why do you have so many mountain bikes? You told me you have. I feel like an absurd amount of mountain bikes because it's like, how can you possibly ride that many? But how'd you get into those?
Oh, so I'd say I I try to buy and sell bicycles. I'd like to say that was the reason that I have so many. But now that I think about it, there's only really one bicycle I've kept back from all that. Collecting like the Bridgestone range is because when I was a kid, my dad bought me a Bridgestone MB5. Really, really great bike. And we raved. One of our friends had an MB4 and we raved about that. And then I was a kid, so I did like, I think I gave it to him or sold it or something. But at the end of the day, we ended up losing it. So yeah, I'd say since I became a bit more responsible, I'm like, I'd really like to get that back. So I got the chance to get an MB6 and MB5, and now I just want to get the whole range down to an MB1. But yeah, apart from that, my the best bike to I'd say you can't ride them all. That's a very accurate statement. But you can't ride them all at once.
Yeah,
But you can ride them all on, or you can ride each one on a different occasion. So it
that's true.
depends on what kind of ride you're doing. Will depend on what mountain bike you're using.
Okay, that makes more sense. I was thinking you could sort of ride them all if you got yourself like a chariot and then like a bunch of people to ride each one and carry you along. Then you could. Is this something? Is mountain biking something that you share with your daughter, or is it just a you thing?
No, my daughter will come riding with me every now and then.
Nice.
But I'd say y- if you're fit, then it's good fun to do with friends. If you're not fit, it's good fun to challenge yourself with. So get a track or a course that you do, and better your time or better your experience. And that's the good part about mountain biking. It's something you can do with other people or by yourself.
Yeah, I would think that even if you were not fit and you still wanted to go out and do it, if you have some, as long as the other person's at your fitness level, then I think it's probably all fun and you
Yeah,
challenge each other.
no, it is. It is good fun.
Okay, well, I feel like it's unfair to ask you a million questions and you don't get to ask me any, so I'll give you the space to ask me one question. You get one. Do you have a question you would like to ask?
Yeah, sure thing. Tell me a bit about. Tell me what are your hobbies? I don't know what your hobbies are.
What are my hobbies? I like to listen to a lot of podcasts, and then since moving up to Illinois, I've gotten a little bit into disc golf. There's a disc golf that's like a half a mile from my house, so I just will jog or walk over there and then go play the course and walk back, and it's a nice little exercise. But we'll see how things go in winter as it gets colder out. It's like I don't know if this is a good winter activity.
Oh, that sounds like good fun.
All right. So before we get to the 5 important questions, we're going to do a top 5 list in a segment we call Give Me 5. It seems like not everyone knows the rules, but we got to count down from 5 to 1. So, because once you tell everyone you're number 1, who cares about the rest of the list? All right. So it looks like you're going to tell me about your top 5 mountain bikes. Is that true?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Then let's start with your number 5 mountain bike of all time. What's Brian's number 5 mountain bike?
I can only speak from the mountain bikes that I've ridden.
It's
I've
your
owned.
personal top 5. No one can criticize it's your point of view.
So I've got a GT, which is probably, I'd say, number 5. It's dual suspension, 26er, and it's like tough as nails. It's good fun to ride, but it's also not my most favorite ride.
That's a good thing. It's number 5 then.
Yeah, that's yeah, for sure. And then 4 would probably be, probably like just a plain old mountain bike. No suspension or just a hardtail. In other words, just got front shocks. Those aren't bad. I've never ridden a 29er, so I couldn't pass a judgment on that. But I think I did get to ride a 27.5-inch on one of those. I think that was a KTM. I really loved what it looked like, and it seemed to go well.
Okay.
And then number 3 is going to be my Scott. I've got a carbon fiber Scott. And that is, I don't ride it anymore because of the roundness, those McDonald's chips we were talking about earlier. So that's just hanging up, waiting for me to lose a bit of weight, and then I'll get back on that. But that's a really nice bike to ride. Super light and just really a great experience.
Okay.
Off-road. And then, from there, I'd have to go for a Titan Whopper race, which is my fat bike, or a fat bike. I love riding those because that's just so much fun. It's like the most fun you can have on the road, off the road, on a mountain bike, and doesn't even have suspension. It's just good fun.
Wow,
and
the most fun bike you can ride is only number 2, so I'm excited to see this number 1.
Yeah, number 1 is probably for me it is my Specialized Fuse, which is a 27.5-inch mix between a fat bike and a regular sized tire bike, and that gives me great fun to ride. That the frame geometry is great for me. It's really, really nice, and it's got really good components. So that's a good bike.
All right. Well, based on all the stuff that you were throwing out there, it feels like you're a real bike expert, because you're like saying all these terms where it's like, I'm pretty sure I know what this means.
Sorry.
No, it's great. Well, the bike people, the people who understand mountain bikes will be into it, and hopefully they'll argue with you and have their own top 5 opinions, and you guys can exchange.
I hope so. That'll be good, because I'm by no means an expert. So
yeah. Okay, we also have this game called First Pitch. Pitch me on your hire business. If you had to start a hire business of your own in the next month, what would your niche be?
So the business would be called Rental Redefined. And what it's talking about, the redefined section is redefining the customer's experience. So I'd want something that is that's more for just customer service level, customer experience, customer journey, just redefining that whole process, making it super simple for the customer to get equipment and bring it back.
I like how all your answers tie together, even if you're not actually planning them to, where it's just this whole theme is just you being able to work with customers and being able to serve them. And it's it doesn't matter what I rent, gonna provide great service, gonna provide this level of customization and making everyone feel special. All right, let's get to the 5 important questions, and then we'll be done here. It's we're moving along.
5 important questions.
5 important questions.
5 important questions.
All right, 5 important questions. Number 1, what would you say is your greatest success in life?
Wow.
We like to start off with a nice, simple, shallow question.
I wish it was so simple. It's probably, I'd love to say it's my daughter, but that's not my success. Just how awesome and remarkable she is probably just a mixture of, I couldn't even tell you where I would fit in how awesome she came out or how awesome she is. But I've got I'm very, very proud of my daughter. So, yeah.
Okay, well, but you said that's you can't count that as your greatest success. So
No. So for me, I'm happy with myself for completing my MBA. I'd say that was a success. It took a lot of hard work from my colleagues to get me to that point. Just with encouraging me and getting me to keep going and things like that. But yeah, I got there in the end. So I'd say that's probably it, yeah.
awesome. Well, I'm glad you got there, and you did the correct thing with shouting out family first, and then pointing out your thing. All right. Question number 2: what is your greatest fear?
Not adding value, I'd say, is my greatest fear. So, just not being maybe that's a different kind of fear, but failing and not getting up. I think that's a dangerous thing or dangerous situation to be in. Not being able to get up after you fall down.
Yeah, for sure.
And not because I'm heavy.
I was going to say, wait, is this going to be like a literal thing, like I've fallen and I can't get up type thing, or is this a figurative?
Yeah, figurative. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, no lie. If you fall down and you can't get up, that doesn't seem like a real exciting thing either.
No, for sure.
All right. What's something that you've changed your mind on?
I don't know. I change my mind often, but like I can change my mind on what I feel like for dinner sometimes.
That's true. I'm thinking more like
Yeah.
bigger things. Like I guess you mentioned that you hadn't been out of South Africa until this past year. Is there anything like around that where it's like, you hadn't planned to leave South Africa, but it's like, actually no, I'm pretty good with this, or something bigger?
No. Leaving South Africa was an opportunity, so I definitely took that as much as I could. So, yeah, no, I can't. There's not really things, no important major things that I changed my mind on. Maybe just the courses that I'm doing. I'll switch those out every now and then just to give myself a break. For example, the business analyst course, way too much to do bright and early in the morning before like my 8th cup of coffee. So yeah.
Okay. Number 4, if you could tell first day at point of rental Brian Holden, to be clear, not Brian Beaudry, one piece of advice, what would you tell him?
That's also a difficult one, because if I had to change one thing, I would not get the journey that I got. But I suppose I would say accept and look for help more.
Yeah, that's a pretty common one from people, where it's like, yeah, you don't have to do this stuff alone. You don't.
Yeah,
no one's going to judge you for not knowing you're new. Okay, what's something that you believe that it feels like no one agrees with you on?
There really is a teddy bear picnic. It does happen.
What?
You can go out to the woods tonight and catch the teddy bears.
I've never heard of a teddy bear picnic until now, but
I would
now
not.
I want to believe.
No, well, you can look up the song. I'd sing it for you, but I mean, this is going to go live. So,
Okay, I'll look it up later. Well, I'm
Yeah.
sorry you've been sentenced to death, as believing in teddy bear picnics is now a capital offense. It's a weird international law now. Uh, it When we put people to death in America, we traditionally like let them choose a last meal. What would your last meal be?
Oh, ribeye steak. Yeah, it's got to
Any
be a
desserts
ribeye
or sides
steak.
or anything? Or
Wow. I can't do desserts because I'll eat forever. You'll never put me to death.
I mean,
Just,
sometimes
just
that's the goal. Is just get.
now ribeye steak and chips. That sounds good. That sounds like a good way to go.
All right, that's a good simple last meal. All right, if you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? This is like a magic genie type situation.
Be less, be less focused on how something makes me feel, and be more focused on just doing little bits every day. Consistency. I'd want to be more consistent with the things that I do.
That's a good answer. I like it. If you could change one thing about point of rental, what would it be? Again, genie, snap change.
Wow, snap change. That would be pretty cool. I would definitely yeah, no. I don't know. I don't have the power. So I don't I'm fortunate I'm not in the position to have to make those kind of decisions. But yeah, I love Pointer Rental, so I think it's a great place to work.
Maybe you could steal Robert's idea of having the what is it, like a portal between each of the offices. So like whenever you want to like pop in and say hi or get someone's
That would
attention,
be
you can just walk in.
yeah. That'd be great fun to pop into the Aussie office and just say hi to everyone.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Why the Aussie office in particular?
Well, the UK office also, even the US. If I could come in there and greet some of the people that have helped me, it would be so awesome. But I got to spend 3 months with Australians, which was and such a nice bunch of people. So it made me feel so welcome, part of the family. So yeah,
Awesome.
I miss them. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that you'd been over there for 3 whole months. Jeez. All right, tell me a secret about point of rental, something that not enough people know about.
I would say it's a very caring place.
Well,
And I don't think,
hopefully that's not a secret.
well, it's the people that care. I think they're not. It can be a secret if you're not part of Point of Rental. You know. So yeah, I'd say that culture is just that family culture is really really good.
All right, good. Glad to hear that.
Every day is an
I'm
opportunity,
having to look
really.
over culture now, so it's like, all right, let me. It's a good thing that people like it. All right, is there anything that we didn't get to in this conversation that you feel like the people as a whole should know about Brian Holden?
No, not about me per se. I'd say what is, if there's anything that is a takeaway from our conversation, or that I can leave anyone with, I'd say being at Point of Rental, being an employee here, approach every day like it's an opportunity, because every day at Point of Rental can be an opportunity for you to add value to someone, learn something new, um, and just enjoy enjoy the ride.
Dang it! Now I have to spoil that ending with a different question though. Was there a particular like interaction that stood out to you at the Syrinx conference that was like, I don't know, this
Oh, there,
I'm glad I'm here. This is why I'm here. Something like that.
there were a few interactions. So not at the conference, but before the conference, I got to meet Dan Huggins, and he was just so surprised that I was here because he wasn't expecting me.
Yeah.
So that was really cool, and obviously meeting everyone else was really really great. Um, but yeah, it was the whole thing was really good. I got to speak to one of our customers as well, which was um, really nice because I'd spoken with them before online, and
Mhm.
they recognized me, so that was cool.
Was it a customer that had come up from Africa, or was it a UK customer that you had just worked with a lot?
UK customer that I can't even say I worked with him a lot. It was just they recognized me. Hey, Brian,
Yeah.
this is a problem we're having right now. What should I do? And yeah,
That's always a
that's
great
good.
way for people to say hi, and it does happen. All right. Well, thank you, Brian, for chatting today, and hope you enjoy your trip back to South Africa. And basically, hey, thanks for joining me. Thanks to everyone out there for watching on YouTube or listening wherever they're listening. It means a lot to me. Share this podcast with your friends, and then we can all talk about Brian and our other guests later, behind his back, maybe, but maybe while he's in the room.
Cheers, Brian. Thanks, man.
Cheers.